So on behalf of IRIDeS members, I begin this program by introducing our research institute, International Research Institute of Disaster Science, IRIDeS, Tohoku University. So, yes, this picture shows the new building of us, but not completed yet. I will talk a little bit about that. So, many of you already know the March 11th earthquake and the tsunami was a very, very hard experience of us, and it would be costliest disaster in history with triple tragedy, including earthquake, tsunami, and atomic, nuclear power collapse. And it's cost very much. And not only the cost, it uncovers limitation of modern science and technology. So we rely much on the scientific system, technological system, and so on, but large-scale disaster impacts could not be prevented. So we need longer time horizons for better understanding. It includes importance of recover of the historical records and ancient documents, and some records in geographic situation. And also, we need a holistic approach to respond to mega-scale disasters. We want to gather more widely the experience of human beings attacking to the disaster from all over the world. That is why we introduced the name international into our name of institute. So in Japan, not only our institute is the institute which concentrated to the disaster science. So already after the 1923 Great Kanto earthquake, the University of Tokyo established the Earthquake Research Institute. And after the Typhoon Jane in 1950, Kyoto University established Disaster Prevention Research Institute in the next year. So after the Great East Japan earthquake and the tsunami, we, Tohoku University, launched the International Research Institute of Disaster Science. So our overview is founded in Tohoku University. Tohoku University is one of a few universities worldwide to experience a historic mega disaster, and launched just 1 year after the earthquake and the tsunami. And we include 7 departments, 37 areas of specialization, including the concurrent researchers who doing the major job in the different departments. We have almost 100 researchers in these 37 areas of specialization. And we got the annual budget of 800 million Japanese yen. It's around US 10 million US dollars for the next 10 years. So, yes, let's, I should talk about some key concepts of disaster management. So, hazard, exposure, vulnerability, and resilience. So, recently, we often, very many times, hear the name of resilience. But this is one understanding of myself. And okay, this graph shows the change of activity level in the society just before and after the earthquake or some disaster. And at that time, okay, if there is no person living or no social activities was not there, even in case there is some landslide or flood flow occurs, we need not say it is disaster. Disaster is because disaster is some interaction point between the natural events and human or social activity. So then that area which locate as an interaction between the natural hazard and human activity, that's the exposure. So at first, this activity level dropped according to the arrival of hazard and exposure. At that time, this is the damage or impact. So the first impact is considered as damage. It is related to the hazard, strength, exposure, and vulnerability. So what the vulnerability is, it's weakness of human or social system. And not only this first damage, the activity level recover gradually. So it needs some time. But that recovery speed is very important. So this recovery speed is considered as resilience in the narrow meaning. So wider meaning, they may use something. They talk about the total loss. Total loss is this rectangle, this triangle, which is made by this damage and resilience curve. So how to diminish the area of total loss? That's our theme. So basically, there are several ways to decrease the area of total loss. At first, we may think that, especially huge disaster, we cannot control the natural hazard itself. We cannot control the typhoon. We cannot control the earthquake itself. Maybe we cannot avoid the power of tsunami itself. So at first, maybe we have been very much strongly done in field of engineering. It's a decrease of vulnerability. That's a prevention, disaster prevention. Yes, at first we build the facilities physically more strong. So then it's resist to the shock. Okay? So then we can reduce the first attack effect. That's damage. And the second way is decrease the exposure by land use control or temporal pre-disaster evacuations. So decrease the exposure, okay? Because totally this first moment effect is considered as hazard times exposure times vulnerability. So we cannot change the natural hazard. Then we can change the exposure. We can change the vulnerability. So vulnerability change or exposure change. Okay, this is two ways to decrease the first moment damage. But third way is increase the resilience, increase the speed of bouncing back to the previous situation. So it's we sometimes call disaster mitigation. It not only talking about physical one, and we prepare some backups, storage, or good response, or it includes insurance or special finance for the disaster affected area. So this causes the speed of recovery more fast. So then, even though the same amount of first attack is, still the total loss, which is the sum, this triangle becomes smaller. But yes, let's combine those measures. So from the first situation, which is firstly expected total loss, would be decreased into a very small one. This is our purpose. Okay? Then, concerning to those three types of our policies, relating to the prevention, decrease the vulnerability, it's a very, according to the natural science knowledge and engineering knowledge is very, very much important in order to make building facility physically stronger. Okay? And in order to decrease the exposure, we need more land use control or evacuation. So in order to do that, we may match owing to the knowledge from social science, behavioral science, urban planning, and so on. And increase resilience. This is also relating to the social science, economics, and basically speaking, the recovery rate is depending on the human being's power and the number of humans who can act after the disaster. So it's directly related to their health situation. So then medical science also very much important to increase this resilience. So we need not only the traditional think of disaster risk reduction. Sometimes they may pay attention only on natural science or engineering field, but we must pay more relationship to the other areas such as social science, behavioral science, economics, architecture, medical science, and so on. So we need more interdisciplinary collaboration. So this is why our institute take a structure and designed as very interdisciplinary structure, including hazard and risk evaluation, a disaster science team, and human and social response, and regional and urban reconstruction, medical relief, public cooperation, and international cooperation. So this would be rather comparing to the pre-existence major institutes relating to the disaster science in other universities and other institutes. So our team covers very interdisciplinary. This is a very strong uniqueness of our institute. So our principle is promote world-leading research on natural disasters through learning from the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami, and contributing to the regional recovery. And we would set an international new paradigm on disaster management studies, including very many points of view. So our mission is establish a practical disaster management studies along the disaster cycle, not only the disaster itself, the disaster impacts, emergency response, rehabilitation and reconstruction, and future disaster mitigation, and it's prepare to the next disaster, possible disaster. So, in order to accomplish research on these areas, we would settle some mid and long-term objectives. So, investigate mechanisms relating to the global scale natural disasters and its impacts, and restructure disaster prevention and reduction technologies, and establish disaster supportology, and strengthen urban and regional resilience with multiple redundancies, and constitute mega disaster and wide area response medical treatment, and design society with better disaster risk management incorporating knowledge and lessons learned. So those are our purpose. Then we show so you can see very many places our logo, IRIDeS. IRIDeS is abbreviation of International Research Institute of Disaster Science. This is where this is, I don't know, but so this IRIDeS is a plural of iris, Japanese iris flower. Its so color is violet, and this is the color of iris, and also it is the official color of Tohoku University also. And this color is we consider very nobility and desire. And our logo is come from the shape of flower of iris, but it also comes from the reversing Chinese character for disaster. This is the Chinese character for disaster. You can see this this character here. This is disaster. So this is something like smoke from the fire, by the way, and it's turned upside down. Yes, it comes from the Japanese proverb, disaster turns into blessings. So let's, based on our experience of the disaster, but we got very fruitful knowledge to build a good society. So then disaster turns into blessings. So this is our logo. So we have 7 departments. I already talked about that. And so you can see in your bag distributed at the room. So you can get our pamphlet. And also we produce some quarterly news. News, and also maybe about this we have some explain in this. So you can refer more concisely on those pamphlets and booklets afterward. So now we have some research member list here. So almost all faculty can be reached by email. So the first name and so IRIDeS Tohoku ACJP. It's very easy. Then now this location is just in downtown Sendai. So you are here around here. So in Katahira campus. But now we are building a new IRIDeS building to be open in autumn. Maybe I don't know the exact time we can move in, but maybe we are planning to holding an opening party on November. So we will have this area. We have new building. So maybe I guess in next occasion you can if you can come again. So next occasion, we can hold this seminar on in new building. So new building locating in the nearby the campus of engineering department, and this is a new building. And this is a subway line which will be open in next year, end of next year maybe. And this is a station area, so you can walk around 3 minutes. Very much convenient. So this is a picture which was taken from the roof of the different building. Yes, this is a June this year, and this is a February. So you expect we have much of snowfall in winter, so like this. And this is just taken on the date which was planned opening date of the according to the first plan. So this is a situation at that time. But now we are showing, so this is only covered on the entrance, and already we can see the, this is a picture. This is a photo, not the drawings. This is a real situation now. So we have some open spaces, not only the space which provided to the each department. This white color space would be some open lab space. That means we prepare some space which can be used for collaboration with other universities and institutes. So we may expect some of you will use that space for the collaboration with us. So then I very briefly talk about the current activity of us. So one activity is using the project money from national government. We conduct research with domestic and international universities, projects granted using that money. So, and also we deeply collaborate with local media in order to expand our knowledge to the public. And yes, the Tohoku newspaper is a local newspaper company in Sendai, and they publish articles from special article regularly once in every 11th day in every month to memorize the earthquake and the tsunami. And we conduct a very periodical seminar, Friday forum we call, and also we have a Great East Japan Earthquake Watcher, and some public seminars. And also we held non-periodical seminars, symposium, and so on. So, and one of the unique activity is archival project we call Michinoku Shinroku-den. Collect archive disaster information, and data will be connected in Tohoku area, and collecting different events data, including historic ones, and all types of data will be archived for future needs, and establish global standard on archive science. And so we distribute the material through internet already, and we begin to gather other kind of more personal experience or more some essays from scientists about the earthquake and tsunami. And not only research work academically, but also we have some relationship with government academic collaborations, including national governments, cabinet office, ministries and agencies of national government and prefectural government of Miyagi, Fukushima, and Iwate, and also local governments through the cooperative agreements with IRIDeS and other local governments. And we conduct also educational programs, establish a disaster management program for higher education, and which aim to educate internationally prominent researchers in disaster management. So that is a program, intergraduate school doctoral degree program on science of global safety. We conduct from the year of 2012 and 2018, we got support from NEXT. So the target is, yes, breeding a top leader for global safety, which is conduct 3 courses: natural disaster science course, and safety and disaster proof engineering course, and human science course. And its linkage between research and education. The relating graduate school of science, graduate school of engineering, environmental science, graduate school of letters, informatics, and medical engineering, and so on, cooperated with our institute and other kind of institutes, provide jointly the global safety leader program. So it's also open to the foreign students who want to come and join. So it has very great support, financial support from the program also. So it's very good chance for you to join. So it's a intergraduate school degree program covering the master course and doctor course. So this is my rough introduction of IRIDeS. So thank you very much for your attention. You can, sorry. So you can see some booklets which show you the recent activities more precisely. So thank you very much for your attention.
We have plenty of time for asking questions about IRIDeS to Vice Director Okumura. Any questions? You can ask anything. He talked about money also already, and how many people are working, and yeah, very frankly. No? You're too shy. Yeah, please.
We thank the presenter. He has opened our eyes to what you people are doing, even though many of us has also gone. We have used the websites to see what you are doing. But now we are hearing it from the horse's mouth. And we want to appreciate you for what you people are doing. It is worthwhile. And our prayer is that you will continue to make progress, and you continue to be relevant to the entire world. Then my area is that if you are doing so much, and if you are collaborating with the government, collaborating with other institutions, I think it will also be more relevant for you to have a journal, an internationally acclaimed journal. You should also try and incorporate that into your programs. That one will make it more relevant, what you are doing. And I want to say that you should not just be a journal. It should be a journal of reports. It should be online, that anywhere, all over the world, they can access. It's going to promote, the Research Institute is going to promote the university. And I want to ask my gentleman, are we going to have the source copy of this presentation and other presentation? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. ジャーナルはね。コメントありますか？ジャーナル？出します？
Thank you for question. So I would like to reply one of your question, which is the journal. Okay, so still we are discussing what kind of journal should publish. But you know, this is one report. This is a kind of review of the HFA, Hyogo framework for the disaster risk reduction. So temporarily we are publishing such kind of report. Then we should thinking about a kind of interdisciplinary journal for disaster risk reduction. So yeah, it is very important activities we are thinking, but take time and big effort we need. Okay, thank you.
The second question.
I just have a couple of short questions. First, how much does IRIDeS focus only on earthquake and tsunamis compared to other disasters, say, such as flooding or volcanoes? And also, how much research does it do on, say, like developing countries, disasters there, such as in Southeast Asia or South Asia? Thank you.
Okay. So, you know, yes, we pay not only attention on the earthquake and the tsunami. We pay more on the, so how to respond the society to the huge, large-scale disasters more. So because, yes, as I talked in the first line, so concerning on the disaster prevention, traditionally, concerning on the talking about the direct vulnerability. It's related more on physical issue. But for example, this mitigation and this, especially this mitigation area, it's more accumulate for several types of disasters because it includes, we should be more cooperative. Or we should, our society is more resilient for several kinds of attacks. Not only natural disaster, but also it's sometimes to the terrorist attack, or also other kind of social events. So maybe we may more concerning on this. Still, but in developing countries, you are in the timing. You can change the physical structure in the developing process. So you can do more easily on this type of protection or make exposure more smaller. Or so. Not only talking about that, so in many cases, we want to pay much attention on this, but also we can share the experience much about this kind of reduce the exposure through the assessment of risk beforehand and make which are reflected into the urban planning and regional planning. That's a more important issue, especially in developing countries. And but concerning on my personal point of view, maybe there are several differences of effective policies according to the maybe difference of developing process as well as the density of economical density or social density. So if there are many people living packed in some area, you can build some protection wall, and you can make a limited place more safe. But in other words, if there are not so high density of population there, we should pay more attention on sense the change of natural environment more carefully and evacuate, or such kind of policy would be more important. So then we may now considering both, but if from my personal point of view, if comparison with other research institute in Japan already established in other universities, we want to pay more attention on how to live, how to live with the risk, not protect only, but how to cope with that risk more wisely. That's maybe it's come from, so it's more it's more it matches more to the maybe Tohoku area's tradition as a very low relatively low density area in the nation. So,
if I may add, the tsunami and earthquake were very strong, but I'm also a strong wind disaster, and tornado and hurricanes in my area, and some volcano, many disciplines we are focusing on. And also developing countries, we just sent many missions, maybe 11 times, 12 times mission to Philippines for the high-end investigation. The last year we sent an expert team to Indonesia for Jakarta flood. So we do the supporting developing countries. Yes.
So you mentioned about the collaboration with local media and the government. So I'm wondering if your institute is collaborating with the private sector as well, private sector.
Private sector.
And if so, how are you collaborating with them? And in relation to what you said, like not only prevention, but coping with risks, how are you helping the private sector cope with the risks of disaster?
So at first moment, we collaborate with some informational, so using some relating to the media, and also information technological sectors such as cooperation in the field of archive making, and also some so announcing the disaster alert, and using some audio appliances makers and so on. Such a kind of direct relationship are there. And second one is cooperation with urban planning and regional planning consultants, taking the jobs to redesign the regions. That's a second important area we had already doing. And maybe other areas, other private sector.
Yeah.
So
I would like to add one additional private sector, which is the insurance company. So the Tokyo Marine Insurance are very interested in the disaster mitigation and the evaluation of the risk. not only Japan as well as other countries. So now we have one donation laboratory from Tokyo Marine. So it is one good collaboration with private. Thank you.
The project, we have more than 100 private sectors working together for this. For example, we have many projects like this.
My question is just related to the private sector. As I already mentioned that I represent two institutions. One institution is private institution. So based on your information regarding the collaboration and the programs you are starting, like doctoral, postdoctoral programs in disaster management. Actually, our school, which is a private school, we are developing an MBA program in disaster risk management, which includes specifically the actuarial science, which is insurance and financial mechanisms, which you also mentioned in your report. So is there any possibility to collaborate with the IRIDeS of that private school, because that private school is not the member of approved? So I'm just looking forward that if there is any possibility, so we can have some memorandum of understanding with that school and institution where we can share the good practices and academic knowledge.
Yeah, we have not yet limit our collaboration inside the APRU. No. So we open a possibility to collaborate with other institutions, other universities and colleges. So we welcome, but maybe in order to make the collaboration more fruitful and plentiful or active, we should begin our collaborative research at first, more personal basis, and yes, it's developed to such larger, more good collaboration, institutional collaboration afterward. So we begin from small collaboration. Yes, step by step.
When still on collaborations, maybe you or my brother will be able to answer these questions. These days, we have a lot of universities springing up all over the world, and especially in Pacific Asia. For instance, in New Zealand, there were 4 universities out of the 7 that offer disaster management or emergency management. For instance, Massey University has been offering emergency management for some couples of years now. University of Canterbury offers disaster and hazard management, both from the undergraduates. My university, AUT, offers emergency management. And I don't know that it is only University of Auckland that happens to be a member of this APRO. Out of the entire other university within New Zealand and some other places like that, what can you people do to bring other universities, especially in the area of disaster management, to be part of this glorious body?
Answered by the API.
Just to clarify that the APIU programs are not binded to the member universities only. We are open to external universities as well. Of course, our focus are still our member universities because they are paying for the programs, but we are open for collaborations among the Pacific Rim, also with other universities. That's no problem. And I don't know, it's in the multi-hazards program, are there also other universities involved outside of the FAU universities? So it's possible.
we have a few universities outside of the CPRU universities today. Yeah. We have one new participant. Maybe you could introduce yourself. Everybody did it, so.
Thank you. Sorry for being late. I had trouble to find the address. I'm Derus Bolle from the University of Auckland. My master's was in disaster management at the University of Tehran, and I'm doing my PhD in civil and environmental engineering at the University of Auckland, and working on multi-hazard mitigation planning for lifelines.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you. So let me break for coffee, and when we start again, 10:55. In about 30 minutes, we'll have a second session. Thanks very much.